Hi, good morning, all. So, today is December 5, 2022. I'm recording it at 10:42. So, what I did today, so I woke up at 7:30, and by 7:45 I went for walk. There I walked and ran a little bit here and there. I did, and I came back to room at 7:30. I'm sorry, 8:30, and I rest took a rest and had food, had bath, those things I had done, and from 12 o'clock I was having interviews. Today I all interviews were related to the mainframe, so I have three interviews scheduled today. First from 11 to 12, and then 12 to 1, and then 5 to 6, 1 hour of interview they took, and details they were asked. In today's interviews, I learned a lot of things. As it is the mainframe developer, they asked about the isolation errors. In that, we have four kinds of isolation errors: cursor stability, read stability, and unconditional read. Those types of information we were they were asking, and it was also asked why we are using copy and why we are using the include condition, and how we are defining the include uh, condition. So for an include exe SQL exec include disalgen name, and then exec we used to mention mm, uh, for the include condition. Similar to this, we used to use the copy. In the copy, we don't use the SQL item. There we used to mention that, and that they also asked the errors, SQL code errors. One of the errors is 305. It is the null value indicator. What is the null value? It is undefined value for a particular field. That is the null value, and how we are going to solve that null value, they asked. That is, we need to define the S of 904 comp variable, and with the defining that comp variable, we can check whether it is null or not. That we can check, and they also asked about how we are going to put the evaluate conditions, and there are multiple evaluate conditions. For example, varying, true, and through. These are all conditions are there for the evaluate. So based on the request, they asked the evaluate value also, and they asked also on what is the difference between 9 and 9v99. So that I was already read. Today I'll read more. I did not practice the AWS questions, so I'm going to do it now, and I will give the previous question papers, which will be there. Now it is 10:46, so I'll have one more hour to prepare myself for the uh, tomorrow's interviews, as well as the question. Yeah, so these are the questions which I was having. We also They also asked cursor issues like 811. That is when we are using the multiple rows. Select from cursors, and then like from a table. Then we used to use the cursor. They also asked how we are coding the fetch. So SQL EXEC and now fetch person name into variable we used to use, and then ndexec inside it we need to mention it that have done, and in the variables vsum files we need to mention whether like how we are declaring the vsum files, and for a KSDS value whether we are going to enter the details in ascending descending order, then it will take or not. That kind of details still I have to check. Let me note it down. Whether uh, KSDS will have data in sending order. So that we will use. So yeah, today I watched one more film that is called Darlings. A little bit, half of the movie I watched. It was about Muslim family where his mother all has the husband used to beat them very badly, and because of some conditions her mother killed his husband, but they told that it was he was missing. Then her daughter also did the same thing, and they got she got in love with the other boy, and that boy used to beat him a lot. And at the end of the story, when she decided to take a revenge, and due to her innocent heart, she wants to leave him, but till then um, he came on the track suddenly. So they took the whole family took that guy, captivate that guy in the room and beaten them for 1 or 2 3 days. Then they took a record of him that he want to leave the world, and then they went to the track and wanted to kill him, but at the end the lady was very humble hearted and she don't want to do that, but uh, anyhow that happened. That case happened, and that yeah, so that was there in that story. So today, yeah, so these are all things which I have done today, and the interview was very long and hectic. I yeah, so those things I have read and are there. So yeah, so these things I wanted to learn and capture myself. Uh, yeah, so these things. Yeah, today I made roti and make a dough. First, I made a dough in the night for night. In food in the night, I made the dough, and with the dough, I made the chapati, and I washed the utensils too. So that I did, and I after bathing, I washed clothes and went on the terrace to put the clothes up. uh, yeah, so these are all things which I did today, and it is still 9:37. uh,